People often ask, does Netanyahu have a Churchill complex? Does he think that he's Churchill? He's a great student of Churchill, but I think Churchill is the wrong leader to contemplate when thinking about Benjamin Netanyahu. I think the better comp, at least in this situation, is Henry Kissinger, master geopolitical strategist, and I think even people who got very frustrated with interlocutors who had to deal with Kissinger over the years, who got very frustrated with Kissinger, never doubted how clever he was, how deft he was. And so I would think that he's more Kissinger to Trump than he is Churchill. I think from President Trump's perspective, if you think about his first term, the things that the accomplishments that Prime Minister Netanyahu was directly involved with from President Trump's first term, the relocation of the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, formerly by the U.S. government, the taking out of Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, which was an American operation, but obviously it served both Israeli interests, both American interests and Israeli interests, and the Abraham Accords. President Trump is very proud of all those accomplishments. Prime Minister Netanyahu was intimately involved with all of them. President Trump, I think, cares about Israel. He recognizes that Iran is not only a threat to Israel, but is also a threat to the United States, which we can talk about. He's been talking about preventing Iran from becoming a nuclear power, a nuclear weapons power for a decade. This is something he was talking about from the earliest days of his first run for president. So this is nothing new. And he, in addition to having those policy priorities, Trump likes wins on the board. And I have heard President Trump be very critical of Israel after October 7th, because obviously it wasn't a lack of empathy for what happened or sympathy for the Israelis, given the shattering of Israeli society, but there was a sense that what happened on October 7th punctured this sense that Israel is this military and intelligence juggernaut, this military and intelligence superpower in the region. And Trump was very critical of that failure. I also have heard Trump directly marvel at the success of the pager attack, the pager operation against Hezbollah last fall. And I think the operation that President Trump has seen Netanyahu and the Israelis conduct against the Iranians since last Friday is like the pager attack on steroids. So if you look at like the board of like successes and failures or wins and losses, I think over the course of his first term and then certainly the course of the first few days and really the last year going back to the pager attack, Trump sees in Netanyahu someone who's delivering more wins, and he wants to be associated and working with people who are getting things done.